Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Foxitor and welcome to my draft analysis. For the people that don't know what a draft league is, and most of you probably don't because I used to play COD a lot, and this is Pokemon again. A draft league is a league in which every Pokemon that is able to be picked can only be picked once. So that means that all the coaches, all the players that participate in this league will have completely unique teams. And we then battle each other out. The usual, that kind of stuff. And the winner gets nothing. Fame and honor. I'm now going to give a quick analysis of the Pokemon I drafted. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the draft. But let's begin. By the way, the league is called the Insane Draft League, which is pretty insane because insane is spelled with an N instead of an I. Only insane things are spelled with an N. So let's begin. First Pokemon, Dracovish, aka Death. Dracovish, there were a lot of good A tier picks, or S tier picks, sorry. However, Dracovish was probably the best because Dracovish has no counters at all, except for water absorb mons. But if you remove those with your other mons, since you battle with 6 mons instead of 1, Dracovish is actually unstoppable, which is great, and that's why I picked it. You only need 1 move, and that's Vicious Rend. However, you 3 slots over then, so you can also give it Outrage and Psychic Fangs and Rock Slide and Crunch, that kind of stuff. Now it's Water Absorb, but you're probably gonna run Strong Jaw most of the time, because Vicious Rend and Psychic Fangs and Crunch are all boosted by it. Second one I drafted, Giant Lizard, Volcarona. It's not even a lizard, it's a bug. However, I don't think Volcarona was the one I actually wanted to pick. I was second in the 8-person draft, and I really wanted Clefable, but I couldn't expect Clefable to actually come back to me. I also wanted Manabus, but Manabus was also gone. But Volcarona is not a bad mon at all. Let's look at the stats. Its main attributes are 135 special attack and 100 speed, which is just phenomenal. 100 speed in this format. It's kind of a slow format. It's insane. It's really good. And 135 special attack is great. It gets setup moves. It gets Calm Mind. It gets Quiver Dance, which are the main ones, I think. It gets great coverage as well. You have, of course, Bug Buzz and Flamethrower or Fiery Dance, whatever you want. It also gets Psychic. Let's look at the moves real quick. Here's Calm Mind. Gets Psychic, which is great. You just it gets Roost as well. So if you're completely set up with Roost, you're completely unkillable, which is nice. It gets nice abilities as well. Flame Body. It's always nice to burn a physical attacker, or Swarm, for which you need to be at low HP though. And with Roost, that's probably not what you want at all. But both great abilities, to be fair. Next one, Stubble, is my free A tier pick. Ferrothorn is just a great one. It's so incredibly bulky. It has 131 defense, 116 special defense, and 74 HP. It's mainly run physically defensive, but you could possibly also run it especially defensive, 116 per def is not bad at all. Usually runs things like Gyro Ball, Leech Seed, Stealth Rock. It's a Stealth Rocker, really important. Stealth Rock, you could run Power Whip on it, I guess. And also get Knockoff. Knockoff is quite important on it. So yeah, Ferrothorn, great mon. Okay, so next pick, really great value pick, in my opinion. Big Burp, the Pelipper. Pelipper has great synergy with this team, in my opinion. First of all, fucking Death in the Rain is amazing. One-shots everything. I think it does over half at least to its Toxapex, which is just insane. But it also gives me some other options, water moves like Surf or Scald in the Rain, with 95 special attack are actually kind of powerful. It gives me defog. It gives me tailwind. it gives protection for Mr. Stubble here with the rain, because fire moves threaten it pretty badly. It doesn't synergize well with the giant lizard with Volcarona at all, because of course rain weakens its fire moves. But it doesn't have to be Drizzle. You can also run it like Kenai or Rain Dish. Kenai is probably then the most important one. But yeah, in general, it synergizes pretty well with the team, and you'll probably see that later on in the draft as well. You can already look at the ones I've drafted. Okay, next one, Low-Key Fire. This nickname only makes sense when you get the Low-Key form. But it's Low-Key Fire though. It's Toxtricity. And I think Toxtricity was like a B tier pick. He has a few nice abilities in Punk Rock, which you're going to be rocking most of the time, probably. But it also gets Technician. However, the move pool for like actual Technician boosted moves ain't that great. But Punk Rock boosted Overdrives and Boom Bursts are just insanely powerful. You can run Throat Spray, so if you use Boom Burst or Overdrive once, you get a +1 special attack. I know there's like a set in UU with shift gear, but when I type in shift gear here, it says it's illegal. I don't know how that works, but it used to get shift gear then at least, which is great. You can possibly run it physically as well, because like its attack set is 98. It's not even bad, but of course you'd prefer to run it specially. So Toxtricity, kind of a value pick in my opinion. Next one, Shortcake, Alchemy. I love this Pokemon. I don't know why I have counter on it. Alchemy is an insane Pokemon. I made like 2 videos with Alchemy, I think, on my channel. You can set this thing up like to the max. It gets like Acid Armor, and it gets Calm Mind, and it gets Recover. So you don't even have to, like, it gets Recovery, and then you can do like Training Kiss or Dazzle Gleam, whatever you want. So Alchemy, I just love this Pokemon. That's probably why I picked it. It gets Aromaville, so you can't get taunted or heal blocked or disabled. Anything that would stop you from setting up. And maybe if I play against like an Amoonguss or something, you can use Sweetville. Very, very good. Next one, Aramis, the Virizion. For the tier it was in, I think it was in C tier. This is kind of a value pick. This is like such a good Pokemon. I don't know why it's in C. Like its stats are really good. It has like very good bulk, especially special bulk. Like the physical bulk ain't there, to be honest. But it's so especially bulky. It's really fast at 108. So that makes it probably the fastest one in my draft, I think. So really fast at 108. Its attack set is 90, which is not bad. It's also not good. You can run Sword Sounds on it, which is kind of a good set, not gonna lie. So Virizion for like this year was in for C tier. Huge value pick in my opinion. And then Crushing Ice, the Avalugg, also a C tier pick, if I'm not mistaken. Such a good Pokemon. Look at that defense stat. It's 184 with HP of 95. It's got abysmal special attack and special defense, and speed very low to be expected as well. I mean, it's a nice rock. But the physical bulk is so good, very important. This thing is rapid spin, which is great because I want a little bit of hazard control. I think the only forms of hazard control until now was like Big Burp with fucking defog, but now we got rapid spin as well. And I think it also gets Recover. This thing can potentially just sit on the field forever if the opposing team only has physical threats left. So that's great. These are my more questionable picks, like picks I didn't really know what to do with. Like there's a lot of good utility mons and a lot of good mons in general in D tier. First one is Marowak. Of course, this is not a Alolan Marowak, but it's a normal one. But you can still give it Thick Glove, which doubles its attack stat, and its base attack is 80 already. So it hits incredibly hard. Of course, its coverage is not as good as Alolan Marowak, but it gives me a ground type, it gives me an electric immunity, which is great. It gives me Stealth Rock. I don't know how much I'm going to run that on Marowak, but still nice to be able to set more rocks, which is great. Did I already mention that this thing gets spikes? Don't think I did. Now I did. So another form of Stealth Rock, and with Thick Club it just hits incredibly hard. The only downside though is really slow. And currently I don't have any form of Trick Room on this team. However, I might actually bring it a few times. I mean, Marowak is quite a good Pokemon. It hits incredibly hard. Its bulk is not bad. It has 110 defense, 60 HP ain't that good, but it has quite a good physical defense, and 80 special defense ain't the worst either. So it's not a frill Pokemon at all, and it hits incredibly hard. So next pick is like one of the more convincing picks in D tier. It's Dreadnought. Dreadnought fits really well with the other rain ones. So it gets Swift Swim, which is of course the main thing you're gonna be rocking, at least if you pick it together with Pelipper. But it also gets Strong Jaw. I think it gets Crunch and Ice Fang. I don't know if it gets more biting moves. I think it gets Bite, but who's gonna run Bite? I get, oh, what's that message? Ain't that great. But most of the time you're going to be running Swift Swim. Shalom Armor is okay, I think. But the other two abilities you're going to be running more often. It's got 90 HP, which is a nice bulk with 90 defense. Special defense ain't that great, but it has 115 attack, which like 115 attack with like a Life Orb and Liquidation in the rain. It hits so hard. So that's great. So Dreadnought is probably one of the picks I'm more convinced of in the D tier. And then I had one free pick in D tier left. I picked Typo, the Type Null. Probably, like, in my eyes, it seems like a pretty good Pokemon. It has almost the exact same stats as Silvally, just its speed is lower, and the move pool is quite limited as well. But you can give it an Eviolite. Oh no. Eviolite, Eviolite, I don't know how to pronounce it. You can give it that. And then it gets incredibly bulky. You can make it physically bulky, especially bulky. 95 attacks, that ain't that bad either. You can run it Sword Stance if you want to. It gets U-turn. Does it get Parting Shot? No, it doesn't get Parting Shot. So this is where the limited move pool does come into play, like in comparison to Silvally. However, I do think it's still a very good mon. I still got some transactions left, so I might swap it out. Don't know yet. Might use it. I don't know. In general, like the entire draft, I think I drafted a pretty good team. There's some flaws in it, in my opinion. I've got no Dark type, which I would have liked. I have no Psychic type, which I would have liked. By the way, in the final, like I got like sniped a lot. Like not actually, like I wanted Clefable, like I said, but it's quite understandable that it didn't get back to me. I wanted Whimsicott. I thought no one was gonna draft Whimsicott, and I was like, I was second pick in the draft. So it was on his way back, so I picked one mon. Then the first pick got to pick 2 mons, and then I got to pick him one again. And I didn't think Whimsicott was gonna go because Whimsicott ain't that obvious of a pick in Draft League, in my opinion. But it went right before my eyes. So then I picked Pelipper, I think. And I wanted Drifloon. Not Drifloon, Drifblim, which literally went right before me, like one pick before me, which is why I picked Typo then. Typo, the Type Null. But in general, I think the drought is pretty good. It's got some good bulk in Stubble, and even in Pelipper, and in Aramis, and in Avalok. I think I drafted like pretty good bulky offense, to be honest. I mean, fucking, what's it called? Dracovish is just a threat. It has no counters. except for like water absorb mons and dry skin mons and storm drain mons, which are quite a few. And I think every other team in the draft drafted one just because I picked Dracofish. However, we're going to get around that, and Dracofish is going to kill everyone. So that's my draft analysis, or like that's how I see the draft in my eyes. Really excited to play against the other coaches in the draft. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I get that if you're from the COD community, you probably don't understand a lot of what I just said. But if you're from the draft team I'm in right now, or the draft league I'm in right now, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and dislike if you didn't like the video. And I'll see you in the next one, probably either the team builder or just the battle itself for the first week. So see you then, peace.